Do you remember Maven? The charismatic young man who, after winning Tough Enough, seemed destined to become one of WWE's biggest stars. With a legion of fans and the chance to shine alongside the industry's biggest names, his future appeared promising. But instead of becoming a wrestling legend, Maven faced a journey filled with ups and downs, with more setbacks than victories. What really happened to him? What prevented Maven from reaching the stardom everyone expected? Stay until the end to discover the story of a great talent who, unfortunately, fell short of his potential. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the amazing videos we'll be releasing. When WWE was looking for ways to find and develop its next big stars, an audacious idea emerged: turn the process into television entertainment. Through a partnership with MTV, the show became a cultural phenomenon, drawing thousands of applicants from all over the United States. The premise was simple yet captivating. Anyone could apply by sending in videotapes, hoping out of thousands of applicants, only 230 were selected for the live auditions. These auditions were a true trial by fire, narrowing the number down to 25 candidates, until finally 13 participants, both men and women, were chosen to compete for the dream of becoming WWE superstars. Living in a shared house, the competitors were exposed to a mix of intense physical training and personal drama. Under the guidance of trainers like Al Snow, Jacqueline, Taz, and Tori, these young men and women were shaped not just as wrestlers, but as characters prepared to captivate and entertain crowds. The audience watched each participant's evolution, from learning to run the ropes and execute moves to mastering the art of storytelling in the ring. It was a journey that, for many, seemed almost impossible to complete. Among the notable names of the first season were Josh Matthews and Christopher Nowinski, but it was Maven and Nidia who won the hearts of the audience in the grand prize. Maven, in particular, seemed destined for stardom. His dedication in training and his look, fitting the WWE star standard, set him apart from the rest. However, as many would soon realize, winning Tough Enough didn't guarantee a bright future, something that would later be referred to as the curse of the winners. Maven quickly proved his worth by debuting in the ring against one of his own trainers, Taz, in October 2001. Despite the initial loss, he sparked a rivalry that marked the start of his WWE journey. Just weeks later, in a symbolic moment of rise, Maven scored his first victory, defeating Taz with the help of Nidia, his reality show partner. But it was in the 2002 Royal Rumble that Maven had the moment that would put him on the global wrestling map. Imagine a young man fresh out of a reality show eliminating none other than The Undertaker, one of the greatest legends in WWE history. A perfect dropkick from behind saw the dead man eliminated from the match, but The Undertaker's reaction was as devastating as it was memorable. A brutal chair assault and throwing Maven through a popcorn machine in one of the most iconic moments of the event. This historic moment seemed to be a sign that Maven could be the next big star. However, the initial shine wasn't enough to guarantee a rising trajectory in WWE. Despite having promising moments, such as winning the Hardcore Championship amid chaos involving The Rock, Goldust, and Christian, Maven never managed to break through the mid-card ceiling. So why didn't Maven manage to establish himself as a top WWE star? Was the curse of the winners real? Or did WWE's system, which prioritized already established stars, leave him with no room to grow? In 2004, Maven seemed on the verge of finally breaking through the barriers that had limited his potential. His victory over Batista, then one of the most feared members of Evolution, was a milestone that highlighted his in-ring abilities. This moment culminated in his participation in the elimination match at Survivor Series 2004, where he teamed up with heavyweights like Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit to face the powerhouse team of Triple H, Batista, Gene Snitsky, and Edge. The match was more than just a spectacle. It was an opportunity for Maven to prove he belonged among the greats. Despite facing significant adversity, including a brutal backstage attack by Snitsky before the match, Maven displayed determination by returning to join his team. However, his participation was cut short when he was eliminated by Triple H. Nonetheless, his team's victory granted them collective control of Monday Night Raw for a month, setting off a sequence of events that marked the peak of Maven's career. Maven seized this unique opportunity. As a temporary general manager, his first bold move was to book himself in a World Heavyweight Championship match against Triple H. This ambitious decision demonstrated his hunger for recognition. However, the path to the top was fraught with challenges. Triple H, a master manipulator behind the scenes, attempted to recruit Maven into Evolution, offering him protection and influence in exchange for dropping the match. Maven's response was unequivocal. He wanted the fight. On the night of the match, the ring became a battlefield. Despite interference from allies like Jericho, Benoit, and Orton, Maven couldn't overcome the underhanded tactics orchestrated by Triple H, Ric Flair, and Snitsky. While he didn't capture the title, his performance showcased his ability to compete at a high level. But was it enough? Soon after, Maven made a bold move, turning heel. His attack on Eugene was impactful, but his rivalry with Shelton Benjamin turned out to be the final blow to his in-ring credibility. His quick and humiliating losses at New Year's Revolution 2005 highlighted a disconnect between Maven's talent and the opportunities he was given. His partnership with Simon Dean and the Simon System was another attempt to find a new direction, but it was ultimately viewed as comedic rather than a platform for Maven to shine. When Simon Dean was moved to SmackDown, Maven was left without creative direction, leading to his release from WWE in July 2005. Maven possessed charisma, a unique origin story, and moments that demonstrated his athletic potential. However, he faced an industry where many believed he hadn't paid his dues. This stigma, combined with the challenge of breaking free from the tough enough winner image, made it nearly impossible for Maven to earn the respect needed to establish himself as a top star. Another critical factor was the lack of consistency in his character development. While his heel turn showcased a more aggressive side, it wasn't explored enough to captivate the audience. When WWE finally gave him a spotlight, it often undermined his credibility in the ring. After leaving WWE, Maven faded from the wrestling spotlight. Unlike many former wrestlers, he chose to pursue other ventures outside the ring, including work as a commentator and in the health and fitness industry. His story remains an intriguing example of what could have been. Maven represents an era when WWE was still experimenting with reality shows as a talent pipeline. He was one of the first to prove that winning a contest wasn't enough to guarantee long-term success in such a ruthless industry. Today, Maven's WWE journey stands as a classic case of missed opportunities. What could the future have held for Maven if the cards had been played differently? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. See you in the next one.